Thank you for being here. What a absolutely picturesque, beautiful morning. You couldn't ask for anything more. And we've been looking forward to this as a family for a long time. Just an opportunity for our own kids to remind them what it's all about. Generations and generations before this one, a bunch of fathers, some mothers, and a bunch of kids and generations after that who may knew their dad or knew him in some way. Families and generations entirely affected. I think they would want to know that somewhere, someday down the line, there were at least a few people, a couple times a year, who came by and said, hey, we remember what happened there. And our country will collectively remember in a couple of days. And it's our responsibility to pass that to the next generation. That's what I see days like Memorial Day. It's what they're all about. Veterans Day, it's what it's all about. It's what the 4th of July is all about. Yeah, we understand it and appreciate it, and that's why we're here. That's why we serve. That's why we're doing what we do. But we have to very intentionally infuse it into the minds and hearts and souls of young kids so that they understand why it's special and want to pass it as well. What we value, what we celebrate, and what we spend our time on is a reflection of what we value. And so it was not hard for us to say, hey, we're going to rouse these kids out of bed and get them out and doing something meaningful for a little bit. And we're just glad all of you are willing to do it too. I see a lot of folks I get to serve with every single day. Appreciate you. Thanks for taking extra time on a Saturday as if you don't work enough to do a little bit more. And looking forward to all the things we're going to be able to do this weekend. And great to be joined by our excellent Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins. We signed something yesterday. I don't think it's been released publicly yet. Just an agreement, historic one, between the VA and the DoD to work together for service members to continue that follow through on the continuum of service to the VA. Should have been done a long time ago. Glad to do it with you. Thanks for being here. If you want to say a few things.
No, Pete, I agree with what you're talking about. And what you just said made such sense. And I was thinking about it when you talk about generations. That every time we go to conflict, every time something happens in our services, whether it's in peacetime or even in wartime, it's like a pebble that's dropped in the water. It has reverberations that go out. And we may not see those reverberations further down the line, but they've affected all of us. So as we come to a time like this, I'm pleased to stand here with you, Pete, and the families that are here to say, we still remember. And there's going to be things that, just like the one we heard, came up to the wall and said, that's me. Well, in some ways, that's all of us.
Absolutely.
So it's great to be here.
Thanks for being here. And it gave me, even just this morning, preparing for this, it gave me a moment to remind the kids about the Korean War. What was it? Why did it matter? What was the strategic environment? Who were we fighting? How many people did we lose? Why are we still there? All of those conversations that otherwise may not come up around a dinner table, hopefully we can encourage that for Americans across the board. So thank you all for being here. Ranger, thanks for having us. If you would give us a little bit of direction for these young kids, I would appreciate that.